Okay, good morning everybody, and welcome to this week's meeting of Executive Forum. I'm your stand-in chairman. Would the rest of the leadership team stand and introduce yourselves? Right. Brian. This is Brian. Tell him your name, Brian.
Not only my ears, but my voice.
Yeah, good morning everybody. Good morning everybody. I'm Terry and I deal with membership and recruitment.
Morning guys, Ben Golding, Education Coordinator.
Thank you, and I'm Scott. I'm actually normally the meeting secretary. I deal with the admin and data side of the business. Our timekeeper, Vince, is absent today. So, does anyone else have the other one of these? Or is that something that Vince keeps?
Very protective over it. Yeah.
Long way.
Would anyone like to? We have a new stand-in timekeeper today. With great. Yeah, there we go. So, let me first of all introduce our guest this morning, Sophie Newbold from Innovate Law. Welcome to the meeting. Hope you enjoy it. First item of the agenda is the Performance League. So let me hand over to that awesome chap who does the Performance League. Good morning, my name is Scott. This is the Performance League. Sophie, for your benefit really, we track points for doing stuff, turning up to the meetings, giving and receiving business, converting opportunities into done business, commenting on our blog, having a one-to-one get-together to know each other's business more, loads and loads of different ways we can all get to know and make us more effective. That chart gets reset every month, and so far in May, a couple of weeks scored in the system, top few places. So in third place, 99 points is Terry Maiden. Second place, 105 is Jane. 145, Mr. Paul Deleuze. So there's the points, you can all see where they are. I'm going to just for once hand it round that away and you can check up on your scores. Okay. That's right. Now I'm going to hand across to David Plumley for this week's education stuff.
Well, good morning guys. Now the old saying says, fail to plan, plan to fail. So are you planning your business, or are you planning networking correctly? So for example, if you wanted to, I don't know, maybe lose weight for a special occasion, maybe you want to fit into an outfit, or I picked on Vince last week, he's not here, so maybe Neil wants to go to the beach and put his mankini on, but wants to get a little bit more sort of fitting into it. You would plan how to lose weight, you would plan your meals, you would plan the amount of calories that you would take, because you want to stick to it so you can meet your end goal. So the same can be said in networking, because it shouldn't be any different. So you should have a goal of where you want your business to be. So have a think where your business is right now, where you want it to be, and how many referrals do you actually need to help you get to your end goal, or get you to where your business wants to be. So how many one-to-ones, or who can you do the one-to-ones with? Do you think, I can have a good connection with that person, I want to build up the relationship so it's going to bring in more referrals and help me get to my end goal. But I also wanted to take into account that if you think, I need 10 referrals that's going to help me get to where I want my business to be. You should be thinking of actually passing around 20. If you think, right, I need 40 referrals to get me to where I want to be, you should be thinking I want to pass around 80. So whatever amount of referrals you think you need to get your business where it wants to be, you want to be passing double. So, excuse me. With that in mind, and really focus on the activity that you've got in, that you where you want your business to be. Think about who you can make real connections with. And just like planning to lose weight, plan your networking, because it can make a massive difference to your business by booking those one-to-ones and by giving more referrals. Organically, it's going to bring in more referrals to you. So thank you for listening.
Excellent, thank you, Ben. Terrific. Let's look at the business card box. It's here, given our numbers, it's looking, I would suggest there are probably a number of members who aren't fully represented in here. So just check as it comes around, make sure you've got cards in the box so that our guests can take these. I will pass those, right? So if you've got any cards, then you need to get some printed and bring them back next week when you come again. Okie dokie. We move into the 60-second round, arguably the most important part of the meeting. A new timekeeper today, so let's see how tight you are all the time and manage
One
this
ding
bit.
at 50 and another ding at 60.
Well, at 50 seconds we're going to hear.
Ding.
At 60 seconds. Easy. Right, good. I'm going to run the list today. We will start with. Oh, actually, hang on. Yes, we're going to start with the person who won the Oscar last week.
Okay.
Which was Mike.
Right.
And Mike will be followed by Kevin.
Morning, I'm Mike from LSA Systems, the chief representative for the business. Before I start, I just want to apologise because I have my glasses at home. So any notes that I made, or any notes that I'm going to make about who's giving the best speech today, I'm not going to be able to read it again, so I'll make it up as I go along. A couple of weeks ago I asked for referrals for hotels to offer free Wi-Fi. This week I'm looking for schools to offer Wi-Fi for their pupils. It's almost mandatory now for schools to offer Wi-Fi for pupils to follow the school curriculum. But if you can imagine being the person responsible for the IT at the school, trying to stop 6, 8, 900, 1,000 pupils all trying to hack the network so they can get onto dodgy sites through the internet, that's what they're up against. So we can help them with some very secure Wi-Fi solutions. So it's Mike from LSA Systems.
Thank you, Mike. Kieran next, please, followed by Emma.
Good morning everyone, Kieran Beatty from Studio 40, architect for the group, and this week I would like to talk to you about changes to the building regulations which are coming into effect as of the 15th of June next month. We're ultimately looking at uplifts in the Part L, which is conservation of fuel and power, Part O, which is overheating, and the introduction of Part S, which is to do with the charging of electric vehicles. Ultimately, we're looking to reduce carbon emissions in new build houses by 31% and 27% in existing buildings where we're extending. If you have an application in at the moment, then you will be compliant with building regulations that are in force at the moment. Anything submitted, any planning applications submitted after the 15th, obviously you're looking to comply with the new regulations. If you have any applications in, if you know anyone that has applications in and they need some help, come speak to me. I'll talk you through the changes and how we can look at meeting those new regulation standards. Again, Kieran Beatty from Studio 40. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kieran. Emma Taylor is next, followed by Mike Skinner.
Do I ding myself for 50 seconds? Morning, Emma Taylor, Keller Williams. This week I wanted to ask something a little bit different. I wanted to ask you if you've been driving past a for sale board recently that has stuck out, that you have driven past for 4 weeks or more, and property that's been for sale. If you have, I would love you to send me a picture of that property and just tell me the street name. What I'm looking to do is, at the moment, the market is so hot that people people shouldn't really be on the market for any more than 4 weeks. So I would like to have a conversation with anyone who has been on the market for longer than that time. So if you are driving past, see a property, no matter how big, small, anything to do with anything to do with properties that have been on the market for a little bit longer, send them to me and I will make contact with them and see if I can help them out. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Mike, give the next, please, followed by Toby.
Good morning, everyone. Mike at Black Multimedia, creating digital media for businesses and events. As we all know, Christmas is well on its way, so I'm looking I don't really have any special requests this week, but I've been working with Paul regularly for the past fortnight, and he's taken on a load of work that I thought was going to be an absolute nightmare for me, so I just extend my thanks in that direction. And as ever, I'm keen to speak to anyone that has a website that is low on content and needs sprucing up with some fantastic looking informative videos. As well as I'm currently still offering half a day photo shoots for a discounted rate of £200. So that's Mike at Black Multimedia.
Thank you, Mike. Toby, then, please, followed by James.
Good morning, everybody. Toby Action, Business Growth and Development Specialist. I know who I am because I finally found my badge after 2 years of being lost. And I know how to put mine on the right way. I'm Mike, who's got his upside down. Last week I read out a testimonial from this Mike about the work I've done with them. I've got another testimonial this morning because I couldn't be bothered to write something myself. I've just had a fantastic motivational mapping session with Toby Acton. Many leadership and management teams are using this tool to measure a person's needs and wants, as well as assessment of their current motivational state within their current work. By using a motivational mapping tool, you can better understand your team's strengths and weaknesses, assisting in gaining focus on key areas to strengthen the team and gain results. My results were 100% accurate, and it's given me a greater understanding to improve the future. I would highly advise contacting Toby to find out how this could assist in your area of business. So if you know any businesses that have got employees, which is most of them, or any businesses that don't have employees, which is the rest of them, please put me in touch with them. Toby Acton, Sales Master Skill, helping business owners to understand their motivation.
Thank you, Toby. James, please, followed by David Cummings.
Morning all, James from RMK and BHK Insurance. Both are general insurance brokers, and the stress is on the general. So I'm not going to say I want a particular product today or a particular trade. We are looking at everything. So similar to Toby, if you know someone that's got employees, send them my way. If you've got someone that hasn't got employees, send them my way, because they're going to need insurance either way, and I should be able to provide it for them. So James, RMK and BHK Insurance.
Thank you, James. Ben, followed by Sarah.
Good morning, guys. Ben Golden from Utility Warehouse. Now, as we all know, the cost of living is going literally through the roof, with so many people having to borrow money, not just pay bills, but even put food on the table. But I can really help. A bit like I did last month with a young chap called Luke, a police officer who joined as a UW partner. Now, with my help, we've helped him save 8 of his friends money on their gas, electricity, home phone, broadband and mobile phone. Around £800 a year. But in return, Luke has earned just under £3,000 that he's getting paid this Saturday. So this week I'm looking for people you know that not only want to save money with the UK's most trusted and awarded utility company, but have the opportunity to get an extra income by helping their friends and family do the same. That's Ben doing Utility Warehouse.
Thank you, Sarah, followed by Barry.
Morning everybody, Sarah Steele from Gas with Money, and we're providing financial education in the workplace to reduce money stress. Now this week I just want to go back to a course I've spoken about before. We provide retirement insight courses. So this is for employees who are within 10 years of retirement and really want to understand not only the financials that they're going to be up against, things like what am I going to get from the state pension, what am I going to get from my company pension, but also really to understand the emotional transition they're going to go through as they start to wind down on work. So if you know any companies, any charities that have employees who are coming up to retirement, which is going to be pretty much all of them, and they're looking to support those employees, really understand their options, then please pass them my way. That's Sarah Steele from Gas with Money. Thank you.
Sarah, Matt, please, followed by Stu.
Good morning everyone, Matt Barrow from Blue Seraph. For those that don't know me, we're a local creative agency and we do all things creative, and actually I'm going to hand those around, we can take one and pass it on. We are involved yet again, as we always are, in the Brentwood Art Trail. It's a fantastic opportunity for local creatives to come out and exhibit their work. And we're actually running a competition to design bunting, but the bunting is going to be displayed very differently. It's actually a digital bunting that is going to be a theme, basically a filter on Instagram, so people can interact with it around the art trail, take photos, and then selected designs in the competition will be actually part of this digital filter, so all a bit cool, trendy and modern. But it's love you to get involved. There is actually, a winning bunting will get a cash prize. But it's just a really great, this is what we're all about at Blue Seraph, supporting the community, supporting local creatives, and we really want you to be involved. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Stuart, please, who will be followed by Colin.
Good morning, everybody. It's Stuart from Everything Networks. I'm going to speak a little bit later about our sort of telecom services, but key to all of those are our internet services that we provide. We specialise in providing business-grade internet services to professional companies. We're looking for businesses with employees from about sort of 5-6 people in the office that are looking for a proper, serious business-grade internet service. We can provide internet services of any speed, at any rate, at any location. And sometimes people go, oh, well, we haven't got fibre in the area. Yes, you have. You can have fibre in your area. It may not be the public fibre that everyone gets onto. We can provide you business-grade, private internet fibre services. So please, if you know of any businesses that are struggling, moaning about their internet connection, to not provide them the speed or stability that they need, put in touch with me, Stuart at LG Networks.
Thank you. Colin, next, please, followed by Neil.
I'm Colin. My company is Blue Planet Consulting, and we provide health and safety advice and training. And it's the training that I really am looking for referrals on. We've been doing some training with one of our big clients on contractor management, managing the health and safety of contractors, how they're selected, etc. And they've just asked me to bid for some training on risk assessment and accident investigation. So that's what we're looking for, any kind of training referrals, because I like doing it, and it's good to be able to spread the health and safety message. So that's me, Colin from Blue Planet Consulting. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. Neil next, followed by John Hammond.
Good morning, everyone. Neil from NEB Catering. As you can tell by the news, not a lot of good news going around for caterers at the moment. Cost of living, etc., etc., etc. means we're about 90% down on private bookings this year. So looking referrals from any of your super rich friends that aren't feeling the pinch at the moment. But it's not doom and gloom. We are at the moment providing quotes for 1,000 strong sit-down dinner and dances in December in Brentwood, funnily enough, that involve turkeys and crackers, but not that C word. We are currently in talks with Adidas to go up to St Andrews Golf for the 150th anniversary this year to provide seriously high-end premium street food in the Adidas zone for their private guests, so we don't have to deal with the horrible members of the public. So it's not all doom and gloom, and lots of news for Chile Republic coming up very soon. That's Neil in Any Event Catering, making special, tasting incredible. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. John Hammond, followed by Paul Deleuve.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Hammond from JMH Technology. We provide all your electronic security. Today I want to concentrate on fire alarms. We announced 2 fires this week. One at a place that Colin got seen, Goldberg Homes. They had a fire in their bin store. Fire alarm activated, set on the panel, fire alarm in bin store. Fire brigade came out, put it out, not a problem. And the second one at a secure mental health institute, where we look after the access control. Fire alarm activated, said it was in the maintenance workshops. They checked all our maintenance workshops, not a problem. Couldn't see anything wrong. Fire brigade came out to investigate, because they have to, because it's a secure mental health. While they were there, a second detector went off in a totally different part of the complex. And they'd had this system maintained for the last 10 years. The zoning is wrong on the panel, and they were looking in the wrong place. The second detector hadn't gone off, the place would have been set on fire dramatically. As it was minor damage, causing the access control system to fail, which we had to go out for and secure overnight. But if you want the fire alarm done right, we're here to do it right. John Hammond from JMH Technology.
John, Paul Ballou, followed by Brian.
Good morning, everyone. We're Redvine Limited Communications Agency. We help businesses communicate clearly and effectively. It was just another normal week for Redvine this week, writing blogs, but also writing websites, and also creating presentations, and also working with business on their messaging, and another business on building their vision and mission statement, and also writing scripts for video, editing those scripts, directing the video. As I say, just another normal week for Redvine. Because we don't just write blogs, we help businesses communicate in every way, shape or form. So Paul Ballou, Redvine Limited Communications Agency. Thank you.
Cool. Brian, next please, followed by Terry.
Good morning, everybody. Brian Mason, therapist of Pilgrim Therapy. The intention of Pilgrim Therapy is to improve the quality of life of every single client that comes through our door using gentle, relaxing, non-invasive hypnosis. It was established in 1993 in a little village, semi-rural village of Kelvin Hatch, which nestles nicely between Brentford and London. Our stop smoking program comes with a written 12 months guarantee. In addition to that, I can help with phobias, anxiety, panic attacks, irritable bowel syndrome, unwanted habits, tests, exams, and many, many more. So if you know anybody who you believe I could help, and I do give a free, non-obligation consultation. So please put my way. That's Brian, hypnotherapist, Pilgrim Hypnotherapy. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Terry, please, followed by Jane.
Yes, thanks, Scott. Good morning, everybody. Terry Megan from TM Law Solicitors. And as you know, I sue anyone for anything pretty well. I don't discriminate. I don't mind just to let the point in my direction. But this week I'm being a bit selfish. I'm asking for you to look out for particular businesses for me. I'm looking for a matrimonial or family lawyer, and not someone who's in a firm who just happens to be family law in that firm. So someone who's specifically a family law firm, because they're really good for my business, and the connection I've got is sort of waning and disappearing. And the other connection I'm looking for is a conveyancer. And again, I don't want a conveyancer in a firm that do all kinds of other work. I'm looking for specifically a firm of conveyancers, either a licensed conveyancer or a solicitor. They're really good for business for me. And again, the licensed conveyancer that I use at the minute is just retiring. But they're a really good connection for me both ways. I get their business, I get business back. So if you know anybody in those fields, or you think you know somebody who might be able to help you, I'd be delighted to have the details and have a chat with them. Terry Megan, TML.
Thanks, Terry. Jane, followed by me.
Jane Mannion, rhymes with stallion. The English Green Tea Company. Now you know we send out treats and hampers and goodies like that, but could I ask you to have your radar on? Set it going now. Because right now, really good referrals for us are to companies that want to send out treats from Zoom meetings or to lure people back to the office. Here's a set. We sent out 550 of these last week. This one just had an assortment: fruit cake, millionaire shortbread, a lemon pistachio chocolate brownie, and chocolate blondie, and an actual chocolate brownie, and a bespoke tin of tea with Hewlett Packard wrapped around it. So sending out these little giftings are really useful for us and keep us going through these quieter months. So any company that's doing awards, it doesn't have to be 550, but more than one, that would be great. Jane Mannion would be eternally grateful to you. I thank you.
Thank you. It's me next, followed by Richard. So good morning, Scott from SEO. Really, really busy at the moment creating different websites of all shapes and sizes and size really. At the EBF chat, we were speaking about passwords and password strength and how important it is. And it's funny how I put that little image on for those of you who saw it. The following evening, had a client whose email was hacked because one of their staff members had a really weak password. Very, very nearly cost them tens of thousands of pounds because of that weak link in the chain. So please be careful of that. The following morning, I had a client contact me whose web designer, who was based in Florida, I just hosted the websites. Their web designer had gone rogue, threatening to destroy the business, take it all down. He looked after about 6 websites. I sorted it, booted it out, locked it down, and got to the rescue. But there we go, just a few of the things we do. Richard, please, followed by Auburn.
Morning, everyone. My name is Richard Reed, the company's Prestige Holidays and Travel Limited. I'm an independent travel consultant. I've been doing this for 20 plus years now. I enjoy what I do. I will put together anything for you. Things are picking up lately, getting some nice new inquiries coming in at the moment. I prefer to do tailor-made itineraries for people, but obviously there's flop and drop options as well. Preferably for long haul. But I've got working on a really nice one at the moment for Canada. Someone wants to do West Coast, and that's great because he wants to do all the sort of things. I've never been to Canada. It's all the sort of things that would actually appeal to me. So it's interesting for me as well because I will do the trip myself at some stage in the future, and I can do all this for you at no additional cost to yourselves. So if you know anyone that's looking for anything like that to do with travel, please contact me at Prestige.
Paul, please, followed by Mike.
Morning, Paul Bloom from Bloom & Co, Chartered Certified Accountant based in Brentwood. We're completing lots of self-assessment tax returns at the moment, including for high-earning employees in the city. And a lot of people don't know the effective or marginal rate of income tax between 100k and 125k is 60%. And the biggest tax saving people can do is salary sacrifice on pension. So if someone puts £1,000 into a pension, it's actually physically only going to cost £400. So massive savings. So today I'm looking for people, particularly employees, who are paying too much tax. They might need some personal tax advice and assistance with their tax returns. That's Paul Bloom from Bloom & Co, Minimised Tax. That's my job.
Thank you, Paul. Mike, the mic says.
Thank you very much. You forgot me. Take these people off the street, feed them, give them the roof. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you how lucky you are to have your very own Mike Rogers in the group. I'll tell you why. Every month, the Bank of England increased the base rate by 0.25%. This means that the lenders then increase the mortgage rate by 0.5% every month without fail. The average lender's standard variable rate is now between 4.5% and 5%, and they're predicting that the base rate could go up to 5%. So imagine how lucky you are to have your very own Mike Rogers, who last night arranged a mortgage for somebody which is fixed for the next 10 years at 2.5%. Half what the current variable rate is. So yeah, 10 years at 2.5% fixed. Done, sorted, but be quick, they won't be around for long.
If you are a Mike and you turn up and sign in as a Mike before you on the list, just write something different. just so I don't absorb you all into the same. Too many Mikes. So next is Tina, please.
Good morning everybody, my name's Tina, company called Liberty Executive Services. A bit like the utility warehouse that saves you money, whereas I can save you money as well. If you're busy but you can't afford a full-time person because after they've done the work, there's no work left for them to do, I can help. So I can come in, support you, and then go back out again. And then I can come back whenever you need any help. So if you know anybody that wants to save money, please pass on my details. So I'll be happy to help. So it's me, Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not a 9 to 5, I'm start to finish. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I think that is all of the members, which means Sophie, it's your chance to stand and 60 seconds about your business.
Good morning everybody, I'm Sophie Newbold. I've worked and know some of you around the table over many years. I'm here representing my startup technology business. It's so this year I've been recognised as a global leader in law for data solutions, but that's been on the back of working on big technology transformation, digital transformation, fundamentally that have gone wrong. What Innovate Law does is we are specifically a technology company. We're not a law firm, but what it does is it's scooped up all the risks that underlie security, delivery, implementation, requirements gathering. And there's a number of businesses here that I really want to talk to because we're a one-stop solution for law firms, regulated environments and justice services, but also what that means is we can go to GCs at big corporations, we can offer our services quite generally. So one-stop solution working with lots and lots of technology providers to provide the best service for our customers.
Fantastic. I think that's everybody who has spoken now, which means, Mike, would you tell us your Oscar nomination today?
I'll have a go, but not a competition there. I've made some copious notes which I can't read at all.
It says Emma.
Oh, that's better. Special mention goes to Emma. Brings to our attention that the average time on the market for now to be 4 weeks, which I find absolutely amazing. Special mention to Mike Skinner for bringing our attention to the fact that Christmas is just around the corner. I thought Toby's cheap shot of mentioning me just to try and get the Oscar again was a low blow. But this week the Oscar's going to go to Matt for the bunting handout. I think it's just a fantastic piece of work.
Well done, Matt. That's excellent. Next on the agenda is a synergy meeting report. Is there anyone to announce any synergy meetings from the week?
Right, yes, we had a business to consumer synergy meeting on Monday. On Monday, and there was 5 there. It was a good meeting. There's always a bit of banter around the table. We discussed various things, but the common thing we all agreed on is that we need more bums on seats here. So we're talking about some kind of membership promotion. We have to obviously set our minds to that, but we all know the worth of having more people here on a regular basis. We had another 5+ people here every week. You get double that back, referrals, etc. So that's what came out of the meeting, and we sat down inside.
Lovely, thank you, Rich. I think it's a really great idea that yes, the more bums in seats, the bigger and better the group is all the way through. Agenda point 14 is the 10-minute presentation. Ben, I'm going to hand it across to you, please, for that.
Thank you very much. So before I introduce today's 10-minute speakers, just to give you an update for the next few weeks, Education's got 10-minute speakers. So next week on the 26th, John is giving us the 10 minutes, and hopefully Nick will be doing the education slot. The 2nd of June, Jubilee, there'll be no meeting on that day, so make sure you don't wake up early, you can have a lie-in. The 9th of June, Jane will be doing their 10-minute presentation and Vince will provide the ed slot. 16th of June, Scott will be doing the 10-minute presentation and the education by Paul Booth. And then finally on the 23rd of June, Neil will be doing the 10 minutes and I'll be doing the ed slot that day. When it is your turn to do the 10 minutes, please go to the EBF website, get a bio sheet and get it to me at least if you can a day or two beforehand. And if you can't do your 10 minutes for whatever reason, do let me know as soon as possible and I'll do my best to try and swap things around. That said, today's speaker did go to the EBF website and get the bio sheet because today we have Mr. Stuart Smallcombe. His business name is LG Networks, of which he's the director. Now, the nature of his business is business, telecoms and internet services. Based in Tilbury, but areas covered West End to South End. And he's been doing this business for 20 years. Before that, he was a retail manager and a city banker. Obviously married to Paula with, I did say banker, Paula and children Abby and Daniel, and Bailey the black lab and 2 moggies. Now, hobbies: coaching the youth rugby at Brentwood Rugby Club, football, golf, and most sports. Other interests include business, travelling, and the endless search for the perfect bottle of wine. Definitely with you on that one. Hometown in Brentwood, where he's still here and been here for 16 years. Burning desire to travel the world with the family before they grow up. Something no one knows about Stuart is the inside of pumpkins freaks him out. And melons and peppers. They do look a bit sort of like our whole And finally, Stuart's key to success is keep it simple. Stick to what you're good at, pay yourself first, and know your own worth. With that in mind, I give you Mr. Stuart Smallcombe.
Morning everyone. Normally everyone starts off about, when I was 13 years old, worked in a paper shop, I'm going to skip that bit to get straight on to what we do, because I know I'm going to be short on time, so it's right with the timer. Okay, so who are we? So LG Networks, we're an Essex-based independent telecoms company. The company is owned by myself and my cousin Brett. We employ a team of 15 people in various different roles, from engineering, accounts, support, and provisioning services and that sort of stuff. Simple way to describe us is that we do everything that BT. Alright, just think of it like that. It's a really easy way to do it. Okay, the way telecoms is split up, we all buy from the wholesalers. So we have wholesale agreements with BT, Virgin, Vodafone, TalkTalk, all those kind of different providers, and quite a few small, more regional, localised providers as well. The reason people buy from us is that we sit between them, you, the business owner, whose time is very precious, and those big national networks who frankly don't give too much about small businesses such as us. We build that buffer in the middle, and we basically try and take as much of that headache out as we can. It's not possible to always take it out. We do still have to deal with Openreach. Openreach are the bane of our lives. If you've ever had any dealings with them, you will understand. They are the epitome of computer says no. In fact, you don't get to talk to a person. I haven't spoken to a person at Openreach in probably 10 years. Everything's all done web portal, and literally it's the computers now that says no. But we have our own team. We deal with Openreach. We employ our own engineers. We don't subcontract our engineering out unless we get dragged into a particularly big job. We might get some extra hands on deck, but generally we do that ourselves. All our own testing equipment, fibre optic testing equipment is very, very expensive. We invest in owning that all ourselves. We also don't have any call centres. That's one of the things we know customers like about us, because we've asked them and they've told us, is that when they call in, they get to speak to the same people over and over again. Also, if you've got a support problem, you don't have to explain it over and over again. We can try and work through it together. So our core services, number one, I've mentioned briefly in 60 seconds, internet services. Okay, internet is really, really important. We're all doing more and more online. We're all trying to get faster. Everyone wants to get faster. We're all doing more and more services, and speeds are getting quicker. But then everybody is doing more and more as the speeds get quicker. So the speed is going up, but demand's going up as well. Okay, so the net result is actually really often the end user experience is often quite often staying the same, or in some cases even actually declining. But we can range services from basic business broadband, and what we really love to deal is into professional businesses who take that quite seriously, dedicated fibre optic lease lines. Okay, that's where we can get you a private internet circuit wherever you are. If you want to set up a shack in the middle of a field, 5 miles from anywhere, we can get you 1,000 megabit internet connection there if that's what you want. Okay? Yeah, it's going to cost you a bit more money. If that's serious what your business is, then we can deliver that service for you. Once we've got that service, that internet service into the building, we need to move that service around the building. There's no point having 1,000 megabits of internet over there in the corner when the people at the other side of the room can't access it. Okay, we do that by 2 ways. We move it around using physical cabling infrastructure, and we use managed Wi-Fi networks, where we work with a managed service provider such as LSA to actually get that service moving around for you. Wi-Fi is convenient. Yeah, everyone can jump on it, we can jump onto Wi-Fi here. but cabling is faster, it's more secure, it's more stable, better stability. What I was saying that is okay, but the real answer is to have a mix. We need to have both. We need to have convenience and security and speed. So that's where we kind of work with teams. Someone like what Mike does is the clever IT. Okay, he does all the, he's got all the guys who sit there in dark rooms coding, and talk to each other in binary. Right? That's just okay. They did the clever IT. We did dirty IT. Okay, we got the guys who goes down in the manholes, climb up over the roofs, drill through the walls. Okay, so we work really well with IT companies where they can do all the clever stuff, and we'll go out and smash holes in walls and get those physical services in. I've been in some of the most prestigious basements in London, crawling around. Very nice places. But the main service, and what I really want to talk about today, is VoIP telephony. Okay, VoIP is just voice over internet protocol. Don't worry about the bit on what it means to know. What it basically means is instead of having a telephone conversation as we all used to, as Brian still does, where that was using a voltage signal to ping a conversation down a bit of copper. Okay, we're basically chopping that copper off and we're just moving our voice over an internet-based service. Okay, so our voice is now travelling down the same bit of line as our emails and our Netflix and everything else. Okay, that's what VoIP is in simple terms. The important thing with that is that we are all going to VoIP, whether you like it or not. 2025, Openreach, you're going to come along with a massive pair of wire cutters and chop you all off. Okay, it's not quite that black and white, but for instance, the early exchanges, Salisbury was a test site. Everybody in Salisbury now is on VoIP. There are no copper lines in Salisbury. Okay, that's one of the first. Newbury is another test exchange. This area already has gone into what's called stop sell. Okay, so we can't sell new copper services to businesses anymore. Okay, so we can't order the old ISDN lines, the old analog lines, can't order those anymore. If they're there, they can stay. We can't add to them. We can now only add VoIP, internet VoIP services. And that will basically start to switch over. Copper prices are going up, they're doing that to force everyone to change over. Okay, so that is VoIP, but what's the point of it? And this is what it means that will affect you at home as well. But it's not just business, that will come to residential as well. We need to look out for that. Talk about that another time. Okay, so just to move on to VoIP. So what is VoIP? The best thing about VoIP is you can use it anywhere. Because you're not physically tied to a copper phone line, you can use it anywhere. Okay, so when I'm sat in the office and somebody phones me, I have a desk phone, same as every desk phone you've ever seen, and it sits there, it rings, I pick it up, nice and simple, right? But when I'm working from home, let's say for instance, I'm working from home, then I have a little application here on my laptop. Now, probably going to be a little bit difficult for everybody to see, but let's say for instance I think, I need to phone Paul. Okay, so I just have an application on my laptop. Okay, it looks a lot like that. So I'm going to say, I need to phone Paul. I'm going to phone through. We'll turn it up. See, and it's just going to ring just like a phone call. And Paul's going to answer it. And I'm talking to Paul. Obviously at home I've got the headset in, right? Okay, but that's not really going to demonstrate very well. So Paul's there. So that is now just a business call between me and Paul. Okay, I have dialed out to Paul. If I can just do that again, Paul, if you can, as it rings, if you just hold your phone up to display to everybody. So, what he's seeing there is my office number. Okay, so I only ever give out my office number now. There's probably a room picture as well, a bit associated with it, but anyway. So, for instance, I barely now ever give out my mobile phone number. Okay, if someone calls my mobile, it's probably friends or family. Okay, so my work number, so if you want to call me, Paul, so the only number I'm going to give out is my DVI number. Come up there, incoming Paul, or both, incoming Paul. There is, and there is. And after that, have that conversation. Okay? Now, exactly the same thing were to happen. Let's say, for instance, I'm actually not sat at my home office or in my London office. I'm actually out there in the pub. If Paul wanted to call me again, for example, if you would. Oh, thank you very much. So he's now coming through it again. So he's now just phoning my DDI, my work number, my 01375 office number, and have a little chat to Paul right down the pub. Okay, that is VoIP. The benefit of it is it's full mobility. You can work anywhere. Loads of other benefits to it as well, which probably haven't got time to go into, especially time.
You've nearly
Done with time. But yeah, along with that app comes like a messaging service and a full presence service. It's WhatsApp for work. Okay, so we don't have work WhatsApp groups because things get forwarded on that shouldn't, and it gets a little bit naughty. But we have the WebEx app comes with its own chat. It comes with video as well. So we don't have a Zoom subscription. That all comes with part of it. Okay, and the great thing about that is whether you're one person in an office or 100 people in an office, you get exactly the same service. Okay, you get that, the call recording, the call forwarding, the monitoring, all that sort of stuff comes with VoIP, whether you're one user or 100 user. Okay, think of it like a massive cloud-based phone system in a data center, and we're just all renting a slice of it. And whether you want one slice of it or 100 slices of it, or 10, that's what it is. Okay, so that's basically what it is, what we do, what we're looking for. Small businesses, startups, okay, companies that are relocating. That's a really good instruction for us. People that are just frustrated with their internet service. Anything like that, the first thing I always say is I'm just happy to phone up and have a chat with someone. Well, I'm not going to come out, my days of going out doing Royal Hit salesman, don't worry about that. Right, if I just phone up, I just like going to meet people, to be honest. My favourite part of my job is going out and meet people and have a chat. So, anything like that, please, get in touch with me. Happy to have a chat with you guys or any of your colleagues. Try about through that, I can't believe that. That's about it. I don't really have any questions or if anyone has any questions.
First question, Tony was keenest.
So you install the routers?
Yes.
Do you ever have need to install things with anti-ligature devices for routers?
And that's why I go to Mike and say, Mike, what's an anti-ligature? Yeah.
John,
It's not normally as far as we would go. Okay. We try and draw a line, this can get too boring, we try and draw a line between the active network, which is what Michael do, and the passive network is what we do.
Right.
Okay, so as I said, we're the dirty IT, not so much the clever IT. There has to, at some point, there has to be a line between what they do and what we do. The router is generally about as far as we would ever go in a basic setup. Yeah. So once we get complicated on the router, we prefer electrics. It's not really our specialty.
Thank you, Colin.
So you're saying that obviously copper's going to go. At a domestic level, if somebody's got no internet at all, they've never had the internet, never used a computer, what happens to them?
That's good. That's where it's going to get tricky. That's where you're thinking about if people have literally never had any. There is a provision for lines that have never been enabled with an internet service. But basically, and so don't do domestic because it gets complicated when you've got a little old lady who's never used a computer. When lines have never been activated onto an internet service, then there is a provision to basically keep people on who need it for social reasons. So there is a provision for that. But that's going to be very much exceptional.
Thank you. Stu, quick question from me. If I want to present my little business as New York, Paris, Peckham, I can buy those numbers from you, present those out to the world, and you can set that all up.
And you can present out any number you want. Okay. As long as you can present out any number that you have ownership over. But we've got one company based in Southend who have got numbers for every geographic. So you go to a plumber in Preston, you'll find a company in Southend with a Preston phone number, goes through to enable dispatch someone in Preston to go out and do it as a local job. So yes, you can send and receive any number you want, local, geographic, international, whatever.
Can I talk to you about that afterwards?
Yeah, sure. And just a little warning on that to everyone. When you get that, this is BT, or this is Post Office, or this is Barclays Bank, and you Google that phone number, it goes, oh yeah, that is Barclays' phone number. That is rubbish. Alright, I can send out Barclays' phone number if I want. I can send out your phone number if you want me to. Okay, so just be very careful of that. Don't get me started on TPS.
Last question then, I think, is not too techy, Mike.
Presumably, the way the system links up with your mobile, etc., you can use all your contacts in your mobile phone.
Yeah.
If you're on a network with maybe 10, 15, 20 other users, does that mean either they can use all your contacts or you can have a shared contact?
You have shared and personal. So you have a company-wide phone book and a personal phone book. You can select which one you want.
Fantastic. Well, Stuart, thank you very much. Really found that very useful indeed. Don't sit down because I'll stand up. The most important part of the meeting is the referrals and testimonials round. So we're just going to come around the room in the usual fashion. Let's start with Paul. Let's see where we go. Yeah,
well done. Stuart's been looking after our phones and IT for about 7 years, roughly. Always been excellent service, no problems at all. So that's welcome, Sophie, as well. Nice to see you. I'll see you again. And well for Aunt Jane. And taking the money from Mike Rogers, Richard Reed, James, and ex-member Goodness.
Generally speaking, from my interest in the West I've generally got a referral for, what's his name? The printer. I'll do it when he's here next time. Good meeting, see you next week.
I do need to catch up with you about technical questions, but they are not technical. They're just about procedure or WebEx type things. I've got referral for Ben. Ben.
Thank you very much.
Richard. And this is really tested. Mel.
Sure, very informative. I think you make me feel straightforward towards your offer. You helped me out last year, big time. I nearly lost my main business line. Outside of my control. Came to my rescue, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Welcome to Surfing, hope to see you again. Don't forget to send out the card. Right, everyone, I'm not here to talk about it, I'm going away. I've actually got the wife on the plane for a change.
Yeah, great 10 minutes, Stuart. I always enjoy your 10 minutes. I always vote for you every year, so just so you know. Great 10 minutes, a great ed slot, Ben. Welcome, Sophie. I've got a referral for James for the Parish Council insurance, and a thank you for the money to Mike. Let you do that one. John, I put you in touch with Mark and Royce Shoulder, haven't I, in the past? The anti-ligature things?
Yes.
Yes, of course. And I haven't done a thing for you, Richard, but Richard's going to see if he can fly me to Bruges because I can't be bothered to drive.
Great 10 minutes, Stuart. Really enjoyed that, really informative. Welcome, Sophie. Hope you come again. Business card for you.
Got that already.
And yeah, great 10 minutes slot. Ed slot, Ed. Well done. I've got one referral. Stuart?
Yep.
Just drop that off on the discuss. Thank you.
Yeah, really interesting. I didn't really know what you did actually, so that's really good. So thanks.
Still trying to figure out myself.
No, very interesting. I like the fact that you can call from the computer. That's really good. I had one-to-one with Hannah on Friday. She's going to do some work for me, which is really good. And also a really good one-to-one with Neil, and had a fantastic salt beef, and I've been thinking about them ever since, so maybe you could do me like a little bulk or something like that, perhaps? Thank you. Yeah, great meeting. Thank you.
See you again. Great ed slot and super 10 minutes, super fast. LG Networks have helped us out for quite a few years and are helping us out with our new office move. More on that another time. A few referrals. Mike, thanks very much for tonight. He's helping out. Something from the Pope, so good conversation starter. Neil, what we spoke about, lots and lots of sauces and mayos and jams, and Jane as well. I'll give you a call about that. Yeah, it'd be good to send some little gifts out. Love to see you all. Don't forget to do your bunting, please. I want to see lots of creative designs from you. And as I'll be judging the 60 seconds next week, I might get a bit of influence.
Okay, so thank you this morning. It's been fantastic. Really nice to meet and listen to all the businesses. I feel like I've walked into a room where I could use everybody's skills. So just to say, Mike Hickson, one of my clients is doing digital transformation for schools. So I'm thinking I'll pass your detail, but we'll talk to see. But they are literally going out to schools with packages. And also, Stuart, I was fascinated with what you're delivering because I was part of the rural broadband rollout about 10 years ago with Essex County Council. So I understand the gap, but also I'm really intrigued with the voice over line, because what Innovate Law wants to do is scoop up the entire package for law firms or those parts of the business that the economy basically that just need simple access to what is the latest available resources on the market. So I'd love to talk to you about what you just spoke about.
Shouldn't drink early in the morning. Great meeting as always. Brilliant telling Stu. I use Stuart's services. Got a phone number that's a London-based phone number, and actually it's important for some people I deal with that they think that they're ringing someone who's sitting in an office in London rather than in a shed in Garden. So brilliant service. And welcome to Sophie. Look forward to seeing you next week and finding out more about your business. And I haven't got any referrals, but Stuart and Mike, on school I'm a governor at, are going to be doing a review of all of their service providers, and IT and telephony is quite a big expense line. So it will be a while, so I won't put referrals yet, but I'm going to be having that conversation with them, so stand by. That's it for me, other than to say apologies to the blog for this month. And I know most people, if people can see it, absolutely don't affect it. I did forewarn Scott last week that I wouldn't be able to start it until Monday because I was going away, and then I was really busy. Anyway, it'll be up probably later on today, and this week's one will be next as well. But thank you.
It's been nice to see you. I hope to see you again. So find out more about this. Sounds intriguing. Well done to Stuart. Must be everything he does in my company is brilliant. Everything I hate is he said the 14-page bill. It's not like the amount, it's 14 pages. I only look at the first one, how much I've got to pay.
You don't have to print it.
It's detail. It's right. But yes, I'll probably your smallest one, his smallest customers, but he looked after us as if he's his biggest customers, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thanks for being to see. There's Richard, good meeting, had a good old man, got some things off our chest, didn't you? Nice. A couple of thank yous for extra. Mark Robinson, Joe Mark, who did some work, and Mike Brebner, and then I to Mike Brebner. He continues to send me work as well, as a surveyor, so that's good. And one small girl, Ben Golden, an electrician, who's moved to the Isle of Wight. He's moved to the Isle of Wight, he bought a house and he needs some.
Fantastic. Stuart, well done. Must have seen at least a dozen of those presentations, but usual excellent high standards, really clear and easy. Thank you. I just thought I'd say, I bloody love this group. It was just during the week, the exchanges I've had with various members via WhatsApp chats and emails and things, problem solving and the headspace of everybody. I just love you all. Well
Stuart, they're brilliant. Yeah, and obviously we're coming in the 2025, it's going to be interesting how people have that transition there as well.
You were the residential side.
Yeah, thanks. It's going to be interesting, but we know at least that's going. But brilliant, explained, fantastic as well. We didn't expect anything else, so brilliant. Well done. Welcome, Sophie. Yeah, great to see you. Hope to see you again to get to know your new business a bit more as well. We've got one-to-one with the lovely Jane after. And Vince. But he's not here today. We're doing a new display stand for us. But yeah, great meeting and see you all next week.
See, you have a sort of stop. Didn't stop you forgetting me though, did it?
You have to generalise when you say it.
Very good meeting. Very good. What you did, and I've got nothing else to say, so I'll say nothing else.
So it's lovely to see another lady in the group. Hopefully you can carry on. Thanks, Stuart. Really enjoyed that. I'm thinking the company that I now work for are moving office, so I will have a little chat with them to see who they use, because their telephone's definitely not up to scratch. So that's what we want to refer to. Just a few thank yous this week. Firstly, Paul Booth for giving me a lift to the station. You didn't know he was the local taxi service, but he is. Paul Jaloux with another brilliant blog on travel money, which will be going up on our website on the 1st of June. Jane, very much looking forward to the Jubilee afternoon tea, which I'm booked in on, so that would be amazing. And I just want to say, Mike and Ben, I don't mention this very often, but every bit of information you give me at these meetings then gets broadcast to every single person I ever speak to, whether it's about what utility warehouse we're up to as an energy supplier, about what's happening with mortgages. So you do get mentioned every single week in my webinars, so I just want to say that and thank you. The information is invaluable.
Thank you.
So see you next week.
Really great meeting, really good lot. It's nice to know more about the bike, so I can, when I speak to my clients, and I can say, well, how's your phone, is it working, this is what you can do, and then I can pass them your way. I've had a one-to-one with Neil, and thank you for the money. Welcome, Sophie, and I'm not supposed to be on holiday next week, but I'll see you all, not the week after, but the week after that.
It was a great meeting, good to see everything, and excellent next lot, really enjoyed that. Fantastic 10 minutes, that was really good. Got one referral reception for Mike from the other week. That was my employee who I referred to Mike for a mortgage. He was doing a remortgage because he was coming to the end of the deal, and then he thought might as well move. So he put his house on the market and it sold in less than a week. Mike's sorting out a mortgage, so it's now all done. Fantastic. So really fast service there from Mike. I'm really pleased with that. My employee who's been with me for donkey's years is over the moon. Also, many months, probably years ago, I gave a referral to John, to one of my clients. They were looking for some security. And John did that job, did such a good service, they've come back and he knocked them out with a 5. So that shows you the kind of the importance of referral a job, and then it just rolls on and on and on and on. That's it. See you next week.
Great meeting. Nice to see you, Sophie. Nice talking to you about great heads up. Stuart, fantastic. Voice over IP is a big thing, but it also affects all your alarm signalling as well. Yeah. Because all that's going to be cut off. So if you haven't changed it, gotta do it too. I would have done some thank you for the monies, but I didn't get out till this morning. No. I will remember who I'm going to say thank you to when I can think straight. I will see you next week. It's my 10 minutes.
Yeah, great presentation. I've quite sat through a dozen of them, I think maybe 3, but they've always been brilliant, and it's great to sort of hear more about it. So I've got one for Mr. Bellum. Thank you. Welcome. Great to see you. Great head stop. Great meeting. See you next week. Thank you.
What is it? No, I haven't got much paperwork to add this week. I've got quite a lot of ongoing work with people, so hopefully some more thank yous and things like that next week. But yeah, to Matt and Paul for referrals, ongoing work with Neil and Jane. And I've really enjoyed presentations, even though not really my area of expertise at all. It's really interesting and well done. So, yeah, thanks a lot, and see you next week.
Great stuff. Great news. Very informative. Thank you very much indeed. Referral to James for sorting that out, and Freeze for sorting that out today. For insurance, referral for John Hammond. Please help with security, and I've got no money to spend. One-to-one.
Sort of customer, what, right?
Customer, seriously hot referral. And then for Tina, one-to-one with Tina, with Emma, with Kieran, doing one with James today, and I'm racking up those points.
Very, very good. So thank you very much. I remember your last tenants because you had phones going out the window that easily helped. There was I don't even change a fuse, I'm very sorry, but you can educate me. Well done, and thank you, Ben. And this is for Paul Booth, thank you for the money, and one for Sarah Steele, long. And also, Sophie, yes, lovely to see you here. Sophie remembered we met about 15 years ago at a meeting. It was excellent. Yes. So I hope to see you again. Thank you, everybody. I'll report the one-to-one next week.
So, I think that's everybody. Do we have a speaker's prize?
You're going to love what I've done here. This is genius.
Yes.
Can't believe it's never been done before.
Go on.
Oh.
Because it's a speaker prize, right? So it's a speaker.
Let's choose a winner from today's referral givers. Who's going to win the speaker? And then votes to rename the speaker's prize the wine prize. Who won that?
It's from Matt Murray. Blue serif tooth speaker. It's like, if you want
while I'm still on my feet, I'm going to continue with the referral reality check. So selecting a couple of referrals that passed at last week's meeting, just to question what they turned into. So the first was from Jane to Mike Skinner. Continued work for me on YouTube.
Yes.
The work is continuing.
Good. We want to hear. The next from Colin to Brian. Client of ours wants to stop smoking.
I have made contact that is not ready to stop it.
From Toby to Jane, cream tea for Jubilee. Last one. From Brian to myself, renewal of my Google Apps for another year. It's done, it's working, it's there. So there we go, working nicely. That's that. We've done that one. That one was done. Speaker surprise, which means announcements, reminders, and special reports.
I sent a few emails around, but if people are around this evening, it is the Brentwood Chamber of Commerce AGM. It's a really good opportunity not only to network, but also to hear what the Chamber have got planned for the next year. There's some really great events, things like the Business Showcase, which is always well attended, really, really valuable for you to go along to, and also the Brentwood Business Awards. We've had various success there, but also nominated. We're sponsoring again one of the awards. but it's a really great way, and it doesn't matter if you're a one-man band or an SME or a multinational. There are awards there for you. There are also chances for you to nominate people that have given you great service locally, young unsung heroes, things like that. So I would say, look out for that. But also, if you can come along, it's at the not Mount Nessing. What is it?
Bangton Suite, isn't it?
Yeah, not the it's in Sheffield. Anyway, go to their site. And Barry Hearn is also speaking tonight as well. So it should be a good evening, and it's a good opportunity to network and see what's going on locally. So that's a reminder about that.
Thank you. Does anyone else have anything else to say? No.
And on the radio again tonight, that's with your thing.
We'll share a link to when and which channel, etc. on what's happening. We'll tune in. That was excellent. Okay, with that then, thank you very much. You'll be delighted to know that Aidan returns next week, so I just get to sit back in that seat. But thank you all for a great week, for a great meeting. Hope you have a wonderful 7 days. See you very soon.